Hey, how's it going? Armin Shaffi here, the creator of Speak and Get Clients. And today I'm so excited to share with you an inspiring story from one of our students who went from zero, from scratch, from making less than $1,000 in his business in 8 months of doing coaching on his own and having money blocks and fears around investing high ticket and charging high ticket, how he went from that to earning $20,000 in his business, all from what he learned in the SGC program. I had so much fun filming this interview with him that I think you guys are going to love it. And I want you to get multiple breakthroughs as you listen, because he went into some deep things about how his process was going from a low ticket coach, starting out a beginner, not having disbelief around, is someone going to pay him? Is someone going to pay him a lot? Going from that to having $20,000 in his bank today from everything he implemented in the program. So if you watch this interview and you want similar results to my student, then obviously wait till the end of the interview and I will show you how you can book a call so that you can actually get on the phone with me and my team and we can talk to you about how you can go from where you're at to where you want to be as well. If you want anything similar to what you see in this interview, then obviously book a call and we'll figure out all the things that we need to do for you to achieve the similar goals in your business. Enjoy the interview. All right, welcome everybody to this interview. I'm so excited to have you here today. I'm so honored to be able to interview one of our recent success stories in speaking to clients, Arvin, which he's going to introduce himself in a moment. How he went from zero, start from scratch as a coach, to 20K in sales. So excited to ask you about how that went and what was the process and what you did with that. But it's guys, before I even get into the interview, you know what's crazy? When I met Arvin at first, he was a completely different person. Like the person I'm seeing right now on this interview is a 180, whole nother bigger person that I've ever met. So I'm so proud of his growth, let alone the sales. But Arvin, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here, Arvin. Armin.
We have almost the same name, Arvin, Armin.
Our names are so close, exactly. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and in your name and all that.
Okay, hello everyone. Again, my name is Arvin. I am the founder of Positive Challenge Institute in Canada, and I am also a life coach. I help millennials discover their life purpose without having to listen to hours of podcasts, or watching YouTube videos, or going from job to job. So help them understand themselves, know what they want from life, and I give them a specific action plan to follow in the journey.
That's so awesome, man. So awesome. I love what you do, by the way. I believe in it. So let me ask you this, Arvin. First question would be, what was the biggest problems you were facing as a coach before you ended up joining our program?
Yeah. So, I mean, you won't believe this because, well, first of all, the biggest problem is that you don't know what to do. That's like, you don't have any specific blueprint to follow. Like you are on your own. When you're running a business, you are just on your own. And that was a big thing for me because I was just trying to figure out everything myself. I would just read random books, watch random videos on YouTube, and all people promising just do this. This is the most important thing. And I would go and follow them, but then I wouldn't get the results. And then I would change the person. Okay, let's read another person's book. And then I follow that again, no results. So the big thing was that, first of all, I was feeling very alone in the journey because it was just me by myself, but also nothing was working.
Yeah.
So even though I was working hard, I'm a very hard worker. I was working hard, but I wasn't getting the results that I needed. So that was the main reason. And I came across you, and after that is history.
So let me ask you this. First of all, that's a great explanation. I think a lot of people underestimate how much it costs you to not know what to do. Would you agree, man? Because coming from you personally, genuinely, you were there. You were that guy that really didn't know. You were guessing it, right? You were guessing your way through it.
Yeah, because in the beginning, you think, well, first of all, you're not making money. So my thought was that let me save money by figuring it out myself, which was probably the biggest mistake that I made in my life.
Why would you say that?
Because, well, first of all, I wasted my time, which is more valuable than just paying that money to someone else, which I didn't basically figure out. I didn't know that, or I didn't, my approach was different. My perspective was different. I was thinking small too, I thought if I pay this much money to someone to help me, I'm wasting that money, which was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Because I got not only the same amount of money, but I built my skills, Yeah. So the money that you pay for a program, if you compare that to what you get out of it, it's just, you don't even need to think about it. If I was back then, I would be just like, don't even think about it. I would have joined the program 2 years ago. Yeah.
Man, it's what you're saying is so deep, so deep. And by the way, you remember when you did your strategy session? How long was that strategy call before you decided to actually hop in?
Yeah. So it was around like, I don't know, 1 hour, 2 hours.
It
I
was
don't
like,
remember.
yeah, from what I remember, 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah.
Just trying to work on you accepting the idea that a coach could charge what they're worth. You're like, this is too much. How are you charging this? But like,
All
look, man.
about the mindset, man. All about the mindset.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask you more about that. But it's so cool because it's like now you have like 4x your, like you have like 3, 4, 5x how much you would have made on your own, but just by investing, your ROI is so good. But like you need to have faith, right?
Yeah.
You probably didn't think you would make this much, within months of joining the program, but here we are. So it's cool, man. That's why I wanted to interview you, because a lot of people are such in disbelief, like we were talking about before the interview, so much disbelief that it holds them back from actually taking action. So let me ask you this, man. Why did you join? Why did you choose to join our program specifically over any other option that you saw out there?
Yeah. Well, I was well, first of all, like I have my friends who kind of referred you to me as well. And then I kind of followed you. I've been following you for like a long time, I think, before even joining the program. And every time that I would watch your videos, I was like, yeah, this guy is right. Like the things that you talk about in your videos, even like the free videos on like YouTube and stuff, it was different. Like anytime that I would follow them, I would get specific results. But at the same time, I still didn't know how to do it. So I knew that something still that I don't know, right? And also like one more important thing was your mindset. So I knew that you believe what you do, you believe that you can charge high ticket. I didn't have that mindset. I didn't have that belief. So my main objective was to kind of learn from you and implement your mindset also in my own work. That was basically the main reason.
Very good, man. Very good. That's good. Thanks for the answer. So let me ask you this: when you were going through the program, was there anything in particular, specifically about our program, that really helped you out the most? Like, why would you say following the program, what we teach, was so effective for you?
Well, the mindset, which you can honestly, I don't think even like you can't even put a price on the mindset that you would get, because what you learn, the way that your beliefs change about yourself, about your programs, about your coaching, your own coaching, like that's just changes the game, so I can't even put a price on that. So the mindset was a big thing. And also there was like other specific tips and tricks that you also taught in the program. Should I give it away or
No, we're gonna keep it for. I don't want to insult the other paid clients that paid for it. If you want to learn, you got to
Yeah.
actually be a client, right? You got to work with us.
Yeah, there was like specific tips and tricks that when I implemented that, like I was like, whoa, this is like the secret, like that's I still think that's like we broke the code.
You
Yeah.
cracked the code.
Yeah.
That one lesson was that, well, man, there's a whole like program, right? So
Yeah.
it's funny because like you implemented some of our lessons and got like these crazy results.
Yeah.
But it's all inside. Remember we were talking before the interview. We had a whole interview before this interview. We didn't even record it. But remember while we were talking, like it's a journey, right? And it's like you're climbing these ladders of disbelief. And so you did a couple of the tips and tricks, in like one of the modules. And like the next module, bro, it's going to have other ones. And then you're going to look back a year from now and go, they weren't tips and tricks. This was a process I was going through.
Yeah.
Now I got this massive thing called the business.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. And the community part of it is also very important. So as I said, like, I was feeling alone in the journey. But when I joined SGC, it's like there was a whole community, like the whole team that I felt like are behind me in this, So the confidence even came like right away when you joined the program,
And you see other people getting wins and all that. And it's really cool. And talk to me a little bit about this, because I know specifically your biggest breakthroughs came out of the weekly coaching calls. Like you have our on-demand training, you learned how to do the method, but you got on like almost every call I remember when you first joined.
Yeah.
And so
I still am, man.
Why were the coaching calls for you every week with me and the team? Why were they so effective for you? How did that help you achieve what you did today?
Yeah. So again, because like we talk about this in coaching as well, in life coaching as well, right? Beliefs come from repetition. So I realized in order to implement like what you think, what you believe in your work, I should be more in touch with you, you know? So that's why basically I came to every single coaching. Even I didn't even like ask question for all of them. I would just like listen to you, and just your kind of energy kind of got to me. So even if I didn't ask question, just listening to you, it kind of, you know, improve my own beliefs about this, you
Very
know,
cool. The environment was
like
influenced.
reinforce my own thoughts. Yeah.
Very cool. Deep, man. This is a deep interview. Super
Very.
deep interview. So, okay, so let me ask you this, man. As a result of implementing what we teach in the program, what was the outcome you were able to achieve in your life?
I'm a whole different person. So in this couple of months, I grew for like 5 years. Now I'm like an old man right now.
I gotta get you a
Old
walking.
man in business right now.
Gotta get you a walking stick.
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, like I cannot believe who I was a couple of months ago. Like the freedom, first of all, that came to me, like freedom of thought, freedom of mind, just the confidence that came with it. I feel like I can do anything, honestly. Like I'm not, I was very afraid, which I'm not anymore, you know? Like if you remember,
yeah, what were your fears back then that you
yeah, so if you remember, I was afraid of not being able to making enough money to kind of sustain myself. So I was thinking like, what if I start a family and then I can't have an income? Like I go broke. What happens then? And you were like, no, Arvin, why are you thinking about that? Like you're putting your focus on the wrong things. Now, right now, I don't even think about that. I'm like, I know I can make money whenever I want, you know? Like I'm not in the fear, in the lack mindset anymore. Honestly, like this mindset part, I feel like that's 80% of the game.
Yeah, I think most people don't value it up front. They want to learn the give me the template, give me the script, tell me exactly what to say on the phone. Tell me, they want the resources but when they don't realize the biggest resource you have is your thinking. It's your own mind.
There was one thing that you always say, and I really believe that. Give the correct blueprint to the wrong mind and they will mess it up.
Yeah.
But give it to the right mind and they will figure it out. And that is very true. That's why I knew like since the beginning I have to work on my mindset, because I had a loser mindset, you know, like I couldn't possibly win if I was going to the same path. So I had to do a whole reset for my mind, you know.
I'm having a moment, man. I want to this is like outside of like the structural form for the interview. I just want to take a moment to commend you, man. Like just watching you grow, just watching you right now talk like this, like saying like, I had a loser mindset. Now I'm like, I know I can do anything, man. Just watching you, man. This is what I do it for. That's right here, man. I don't think I'd cry. I don't. If we were in a seminar right now, I'd probably start crying because I could feel. I'd probably be able to feel your energy. But just on the Zoom, bro. This transformation right here. Forget about the money. Who cares? Like whatever. You helped a lot of people out with your clients, but like, look at the person you become. When we first talked, it was like trying to fit a tree through a hole. My belief into your mind, like trying to get you to believe you could do this, try to get you to believe that it's not a lot of money to invest this kind of money and make that kind of money. Just trying to fit a car into a mousetrap, a mouse hole. It was like that. It was so hard. Now it's like I'm watching you and you're just talking, and I'm enjoying every second of you speaking right now.
Yeah. Really do you remember the story that I told you about the coach, the sales call, the strategy session that we had? So the night I was having a panic attack.
Yeah. You didn't even, first of all, you didn't even sign up on the call. I'm like, hey, listen, man, just put a deposit, like think about it overnight or something like, and I let you get on a coaching call. I think something like that. Yeah. So you had a night to go over it, and what happened?
Yeah. So no, I didn't have a night. I had like a couple of hours, and then I signed up. I put
you on a call, and I followed up with you after.
Yeah. And then I signed up, but that night when I went to bed, I woke up at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, oh shit! Did I pay that much money to like Armin? Like, what the heck did I do? And I couldn't go back to sleep. I was like, yo, I spent so much money. Man, that day was crazy. Like,
but you know what's crazy? Now you have all this money sitting in your account. Is that a lot of money to you?
No, it's not. Which is crazy, right? That's why I'm saying the transformation. Like I was having a panic attack for like spending that much money.
Remember?
But now I have like
Yeah.
couple more thousand,
So funny. This guy invests and you
multiple.
wake up in the middle of the night, like Home Alone. You're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
So funny, man. So what was your goal by joining the program? Like, how much did you want to earn first? What was your first milestone that you set?
Yeah. So usually like in the beginning of every year, I set a financial goal for myself.
Yeah.
So I set a goal for like 10K. You know, I was like, I want to make this much money
From coaching.
starting from scratch. First year, you can't really make as much money.
That's
First year of the business, right? That's the belief. Yeah. Yeah. So I went on like a couple of years in the business, I couldn't make money. Right. So I was in a very displeased. Even on our coaching call, I actually didn't believe that I can do that.
Yeah.
But right now, I have twice that amount in my bank account, which is amazing.
Physical cash sitting in your account right now. I want everyone watching this to not think like you didn't do like sales and you're collecting money. He has $20,000 in his checking account right now. Right, Arvin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cash, man.
Just expose my amount of money I have in my bank.
Yeah, it's not projected income. This is a coach who has $20,000 in their account. And I just want to give perspective for some people watching, because some people, listen, everyone's at different levels. Someone might be watching and be like, oh, that's so much. And someone might be watching and going like, yeah, whatever. Like, sure, I did that over the last couple of months. Like, who knows? But they want to scale. Everyone's in different places. But I just want to give perspective. When you started your coaching business a year ago, up until the first 6 or 8 months in, how much did you earn on your own without joining our program? Right before you joined our program, how much did you earn in total as a coach?
Not so much. I can't even say the number, man. It's just not even.
Say it.
Not even a number.
Inspiring.
I don't know. It was like less than 1,000.
Less than $1,000. In how many months? 6, 7, 8 months?
Yeah. 5, 6. Yeah.
Okay, so you pretty much made nothing. You made maybe enough to pay for, I don't know. I don't even know what you could buy with less than $1,000 in 8 months.
Yeah.
But that was all because, and you did a lot of impact, eh? You had positivity challenge. You had a website, right? You had a website, right? You were offering one-on-one hourly sessions. You were doing a lot. It's not that you weren't working hard, but you made no money. You made less than $1,000. And then you joined our program, 8 months into your business, doing it on your own. And you joined our program, right? Yeah. In the first couple months, we worked on your thinking. You still have to like make yourself believe it. There was a lot of training in that. Did the training help, by the way, the coaching calls and the training?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Grow your mind. Okay. Aside from, I know you're saying the influence I had on you on the calls, obviously being around other people doing more money, it makes you go, oh, I can do this. Right.
Yeah.
Same reason why I'm a student of other programs too. Like I'm in masterminds, but then in the last couple of months, so last like 60, 70 days, you made the $20,000. So perspective, you make less than $1,000 for almost a year of doing it on your own in coaching. You come in, you get the training, you have the I call it the exorcism. You like get rid of all the limiting belief demons. And then you got to work, and within a few months of executing the methods we taught you on how to market yourself, how to build your online business, you made 20 grand. So it's not fair to say you made $20,000 this year or as a coach on its own, because that's out of context. The real context here is you made 20 grand in a few months.
Yeah.
And coming from making almost nothing prior.
Yeah, because the belief is that like it's first year of business, so you can't really expect a lot, right?
Yeah.
But that's not true, because you get a coach so that you kind of do an express route through the whole learning curve, right?
That's it. So tell me this, man, aside from the money, like how's your life changed? I remember when I first met you, you were looking at like sports cars, a convertible or something like that, a Jaguar F-Type.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't even looking at the cars first. First, I was just trying to make a living.
Yeah.
Just not die. Stay alive. Like, like have money to buy food. But after that, it was like getting to know you, I was thinking bigger. Yeah. Like, what if I can like buy a car, like a good car, nice car? And now I'm like, oh, what if I can like buy a house soon, like next year?
Good, man.
So that's
from can I buy a meal today to can I buy a sports car to I'm going to buy my first house this year. So your life's changed. You started thinking bigger. Anything else change in your life, like from everything you've done in this program that I don't know about? I don't know. Maybe your hair's nicer. Your hair does look more sleek right now.
Yeah, man. My skin is good after joining the program.
I suddenly became more attractive.
Yeah. I have more. That is true, though. That is true because your energy changes, your charisma changes, right? People feel it. So I actually believe that. And we have there was a file also in the program. What is it called? The manifesto or something like that? Speaker.
There's a speaker's manifesto and then there's the leader's oath.
Yeah. Those. So I would listen to them every day. I still do. That also works on the mind.
I do too.
So also like one more thing, like a disclaimer also for anyone who's joining the program, like you should be all in, like be ready to get to work. I was all in, man. Like every day I would wake up, I would work on my mindset. I would come to all the coaching calls. So like you have to put the work, I was all in. I was like, I need to make this work.
Yeah. And there was a lot of ups and downs, right? You were at disbelief still and down, like in, out.
Yeah.
But if you persist and you got the right help, like it's almost like you borrowed my confidence.
Yeah.
You borrowed my confidence when you didn't have any. And you're like, Arvin believes this can happen. I'll just borrow his belief until you got the results. You're like, I believe. Isn't that what coaching is?
Exactly.
So let me ask you this. Imagine you didn't join the program. Where do you think you'd be today?
Man, that's a painful question.
For a moment, imagine you allowed the fear to get to you that day on the call, strategy call, and you're like, I can't do this. I'm going to save my money. Where do you think you'd be today?
I don't know. I think like I would just have the same amount of money, but it's not about the money anymore. It's just about like the level of life, the lifestyle. I would just be where I was. Nothing would change. And that was one of the main things that also I joined, because when I was joining, I was like talking to my other friends and they were like, no, man, like, why are you thinking about spending so much money? They were like, everyone was trying to kind of prevent me from signing up.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself for a moment, I was like, okay, so let's say I don't sign up. What would happen? And I actually saw what would happen. I was like, I would be just right here where I am 1 year from now. And I didn't want to face that.
That was scarier.
Yeah, that was scary. So that was just enough for me to take action.
It's like sometimes we got to ask ourselves, what's more expensive, investing into just learning what to do or spending another year not figuring it out?
Yeah, for all goals. Exactly. Yeah.
It's an expense both ways. The illusion was, I think for a moment, and that's why I spent so long with you on the call, because I think for a moment you believed that saving that money is like you're keeping the money, you're saving it, but you're really losing it, because by not figuring it out, you got to spend that money to live. Number one. Number two, imagine you could have made 20 grand. So now the difference would have been what you actually lost if you kept this money and never invested in to learn how. This is called opportunity cost right here, this gap.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are stuck in poverty, have poor thinking still. They think if I save my money, I'll be better off. But they don't realize they don't have a money problem. They have an income problem. You don't got a money problem. You got an income problem. You're not making money. So to take the money you've saved to invest into learning how to make money in your coaching field, that is an investment worth investing. That's less expensive than you not making money. Because the opportunity cost for you in the last couple of months, having this much cash hitting your bank account, you would have not had all that and probably still had a little bit of your savings left. So you think you saved money, but really you lost out on all the cash you were gonna make and all the money you're about to make in this next year, right? So, yeah. So last question, man. Arvin, imagine someone was watching this right now, and there are probably people that were just like you before you joined. And I get it. Like I've been that person too. So I don't ever like, obviously I'm biased. I'm going to say my program is one of the best and we're going to really help and it's great, but that's my opinion. I built the thing. So more so I want you out of your mouth, you honestly, and this is not script or anything, like you honestly say, imagine someone was watching right now and they were in a place where they're hesitant. They're on the fence. They're like, I've been seeing Arvin stuff for a while. I haven't really took a leap of faith. I haven't booked a call. I haven't thought about joining this program. What would you tell that person?
Yeah. Well, to that person, I was there too, first of all. That's exactly where I was. I was watching your content. I was interested and I had the desire, but I was just afraid to take action. So if you are where I was, honestly, you just gotta take your first step, and that is the hardest thing to do. But after that, you're gonna have a much better time because you're gonna be in the community. You're gonna learn the things that you need to know. Not learning anything, like that's also what I like teach my clients as well. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to read like hundreds of books. You just need to know the stuff that actually make a difference in your life, in your coaching, in your business. So if you're thinking about joining but are still not sure, I promise you, just take your first step and then you will see for yourself how your life will change for the better. So the mindset will change exactly like my mindset changed, and you will become a different person. And also think, as I always say, think about what would happen if you don't take an action. What will you lose if you just stay the same? Don't make any big decisions, new decisions. Just do whatever you're doing. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. You would get the same exact results. If you want to see different results in your life, you just got to do different things. You got to make different decisions. I saw a different result because I made a decision that everyone else was telling me not to. Like the moment that other people were trying to tell me, oh, don't do that, I just realized that everyone is thinking out of fear. And if I want to be different, I should make that different decision compared to other people. That's like, even studying from like successful people and what their life was, they were always making the right decisions when everyone else was afraid to do so. So it's always your call, but I highly recommend you to take the first step.
Very beautifully said with poeticism, man. You said that. I got inspired from him, and you can see it on the screen. If you watch the recording, I'm in trance. Beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing those words with us. And thank you for obviously as well letting me interview you on your success from working with us, me and my team in the program. It's an honor for us to have you, man. I'm excited to see you. This is just the beginning. Like I'm probably going to have to interview you again when you crack the $100,000 mark. And after that, in a month now, like I'm excited, man, to get there. So I'm excited to see what comes out of you. This is just the first step. And thank you so much, for the person who is watching this right now as well, for investing the time to watch this whole interview. And this is where I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to personally invite you to book a call. If you do think that you can do this as well, or you don't believe in, you want to borrow some confidence from us so we can believe in you until you believe in yourself, then please go book a call. Like, don't wait. As Arvin said so nicely, there is a cost to inaction. And if you don't do that, you might think you're saving some time or money or whatever it is, but really you're costing yourself so much opportunity in the long run. So if you care about really doing this, if you're actually serious about building a thriving coaching business online so you can help a lot of people around the world, then I invite you to book a call, and me and my team are going to be excited to speak with you to figure out, what do we need to do to help you achieve your goals in your business? What's stopping you? How to overcome that? Just like we did with Arvin. So Arvin, thanks again so much for getting on the call and just letting me interview you. Super excited, man. Super excited. And I appreciate your time. Okay.
Me too. Yeah. I'm so excited to what's going to happen. Thank you for having me.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
See you, bye, brother.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that interview with me and Arvin. And look, if you're inspired right now just from hearing his story, hearing what he went through, hearing the breakthroughs he had throughout the program, then what I want you to do right now is click the button provided with this video and book a call with our team. And we'll get on the phone with you and we'll cover three things. Number one, we're going to find out what's holding you back in your business right now. Number two, how we can overcome that together. So creating a game plan and a strategy around that. And three, if it seems like we're a good fit to work together, then we're going to show you how that looks. And if you want to be a part of it or not, that's totally up to you. Okay. So there's no obligation to buy anything on the call. We're really just getting on for free to find out if you're someone we're looking for to work with. We're always looking for great coaches, people that have potential in them like Arvin, so that we can help you grow your business and make a bigger impact in the world. Okay. So go ahead and click the button below on this page and book your call right away. We get our calendar filled up really fast, especially around these times of the year. So make sure you go ahead and book a call so you don't have to wait weeks to get on the phone with us. So you can get maybe a call tomorrow or even today, if possible, depending on when you're watching this, or, within a few days, so we can start working with you in your business. Okay. Look, it's possible. It's possible what you saw. It's possible for you. Just like Arvin was in disbelief about his abilities on what he could do in his business, and he doubled, he surpassed that. You can do the same in your business. All you need is the right mentorship, right guidance, and the right system. And that's exactly what I intend on doing for you through the SGC program. So go ahead and book a call, and me and my team are excited to speak with you. We'll talk to you soon.